So this is the Stonor Challenge Cup. We're seeing a replay of the start on the left-hand side of the picture. It is the crew from the Netherlands, Tijssen and Naomi Holland. And on the right-hand side of your picture, it is Jen Titterington and Sophie Connolly. And they are rowing here for Ireland, but actually these women have rowed for clubs in the UK. Sophie's rowed for Leicester and Nottingham, and Jen has rowed for Nottingham, but is now rowing here for commercial. So it is the crew on the far side that's leading, Chris.
Yeah, Upper Thames on the Berkshire station. They're certainly going to enjoy going past their club in a couple of minutes' time as we join them. But as we join them, it does look like...
Yeah, I think I called that wrong, actually. We had the camera shot on them, and I couldn't tell. And I actually think that Titterington and Connolly might have been the crew in the lead. So apologies if you are watching this race. I think probably called that incorrectly. And it is the crew from Commercial Rowing Club and Nottingham Rowing Club. And at the moment, well, these are two club crews, and we've got international crews to come in this event.
Yeah, both had to come through the qualifiers last week, so I'm sure they'll be very glad that they've drawn another crew of a similar standard that's come through the qualifiers. We see a lot in the small boats that have come through the qualifiers, and then fortunately in the first round there are the pre-selected crews, the pre-qualified crews do tend to be our international senior athletes.
So coming closest to us is Jen Titterington, former national standard swimmer, not just in the pool but in open water too, and Sophie Connolly, the 35-year-old, in the stroke seat. She is now working at Village Vets as a district manager in Ireland. And so both these women combine their full-time jobs with their career as top-class scullers or top-class club scullers. And Tuna Tijssen, you can see her back in the crew on the right of the picture, the 33-year-old. She's actually a PhD in physics and now a research scientist at the UK Atomic Energy Authority. And her partner, Naomi Holland, is a lead investigator at the Trade Remedies Authority. And they are really, really having a great go there. There they are, this crew. You can see them nice and clean out the water. They're familiar with this stretch, maybe not the swell that we've got today with all the boats going past, but
yeah, it certainly started to get a little bit busier this afternoon. This morning was even surprisingly quiet. I was lucky enough to be on a launch for one of the first races of the day, and it was very, very flat, very little roll in the water. But this afternoon, especially in these small boats, the conditions are certainly going to be a big factor in how crews are approaching these races, and something that they're thinking about as they're getting on the water. He has been here just once before, 35-year-old, but that experience paying dividends. And they're in a position now where they get to really enjoy this last few hundred metres of the course.
Yeah, the Stonor is an event which tends to go abroad to the top sculling combinations. Last year, Vibnitz and Gutfleisch won. They didn't quite make the Olympic team, but of course the German women's quad, who are here in the International Quad Sculls events, got a bronze in Paris, and we've got the fabulous double of Roos de Jong, silver in the Dutch quad in Paris, and Bente Boonstra. So they are a very fast Olympic level combination in this contest down the line.
And of course, Henley Stewart, Olympic gold and silver medalist, Emma Twigg, racing in the double later this afternoon with under-23 lightweight champion Grace Cypher.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to see just how fast Emma Twigg can be in that double. So we come into the final stages of this heat of the Stonor Challenge Trophy. Nottingham Rowing Club and Commercial Rowing Club of Ireland Jen Titterington and Sophie Connolly. There we see the finish line. They haven't got long to go. They have kept their bows pretty much in front the whole race. Tuna Tijssen and Naomi Holland. They will cross the line some metres after their opponents, but the women from Upper Thames will be proud of what they've done.
Certainly, these open events coming through the qualifiers, they're incredibly competitive, as they are for every event this year, and to be out here on the Henley Thursday.
So that heat of the Stonor, Titterington and Connolly beat Tijssen and Holland of the Netherlands.